some of the key players and factors in this game. Again, here's Steve Kerr. I think what people are really, really stuck on was taking Moses Moody out of the game. And so here was his answer on that.
Moses was awesome tonight. We needed to get Wiggs on the floor for defense against Fox. Decided to go with Klay and our vets. We thought about keeping him out there, but we made the move that we made. By the way, Moses was fantastic. Out of the rotation tonight to start the game. Talked to him before the game and explained what we were doing. The guy, he reminds me of Loon. Moses, he's the ultimate pro. Just continues to work every single day, and understands, embraces coaching, embraces the work. Moses, he's a special guy. He's like a wing version of Loon, and that matters. That's why he's going to be in the league for a long time.
I mean, so I know that part of that answer, just for me, part of that answer is satisfying and part isn't. Andrew Wiggins coming in for defense, that feels totally understandable. Then just saying, hey, and other than that, we just decided to stick with Klay. I think for a lot of people, it's a little triggering because it feels like the same decision in a different form that the organization makes every single time. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have Klay and Draymond's backs. They should. They're their guys. Contracts and playing time and benefits of the doubt, all of that. But every time, are we at a spot where you're just flat not able to take those guys out when you feel like it's the right thing to do, or if it's the obvious thing to do? I feel like last night was. I thought it was obvious to not take Moses Moody off the floor.
Right. He played 7 minutes and 34 seconds in the fourth quarter, and he was 4 of 4, 3 of 3 from 3. He had 11 points. And the rest of your team, for the entirety of the quarter, had 8 points. Moses Moody had 11 of your 19 in the quarter. Draymond, 0. Looney, 0. Klay, 0. Saric, 0. Corey Joseph, 0. You had 3 Warriors, Mark, score in the fourth quarter. 3. And they were Wiggins, Steph, and Moody. And 2 of those 3 got to finish the game, and one of them got pulled with 4:26 to go and a lead that he helped stake you to with back-to-back threes, and then that was it. So I wonder, I don't think Steve's going to tell us exactly why he feels like he had to go to Klay in that moment and not Moses. Is it what you're talking about where you just are prone to go with the veterans no matter what? And if that's the case, then that might be a losing formula.
Steph Curry's thoughts after the game.
Our first half was pretty solid. Probably the best basketball we played on both sides of the floor. Built up that big lead. Had a rough last 2 possessions in the first half. I missed the 2-for-1. I lost it on a turnover, so it gave them a little bit of momentum. In the third quarter, we responded pretty well. Had a couple untimely turnovers to start a momentum run, and then they got to the foul line 42 times, which is going to do a lot of things, obviously easy points, but even on misses or makes, they get to set their defense, and they were starting to blitz me pretty much everywhere. We got some pretty good looks that could have gave us some room, but didn't go our way, and then it's just a make or miss league down the stretch where those 2 turnovers, I had one, Draymond had one. It's tough. Tough way to go out. All those things put together, we played pretty well. It just ran out of gas at the end.
So there's Steph Curry saying it was a moral victory.
Not really.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Come on.
I ducked right after I said that.
Not on this day, Mark. Not today.
And then here's Klay.
I think we fouled too much. That looks like the one thing that we could have done much better is limit our fouling. Tough loss, though. Everyone sucked.
Yeah, you fouled too much. You committed 31 fouls. And
everyone sucked.
You're third in the league, fouling 22.4 times a game, and you fouled 31 times. And miss me with the whole narrative of, well, the refs were out to get us. And, you just foul too much. And I do think that they call too many fouls. And I was doing a little bit of research as we've been doing the show, looking at different years, and fouls aren't up in terms of total number of fouls that are called, but free throws are up. And I wonder why that is. And I'll ask Steve about it, maybe not this week because it's a little bit more of a nuanced question. And we got a lot of hot takes to get to from last night's game, but fouls are Fouls are down, but free throws are up, which tells me that it's either 3-point shots or just general continuation or shooting fouls. But we have too many free throws right now in the association.
I want to play that again, though, because and I don't want to grab sound from guys at the podium and then select 4 words and sort of go in on that. But there is something that I think probably caught a lot of people's ears with that last Klay Thompson soundbite.
I think we fouled too much. That looks like the one thing that we could have done much better is women are fouling. Tough loss, though. Everyone sucked.
Everyone sucked. Not everyone. Not everyone.
Right. Moses didn't suck.
Nope.
In his short stint.
Neither did Andrew.
No.
Andrew did not suck last night.
Best game of the year for Andrew Wiggins.
No. Oh, or you could even go back to, the Saturday before Thanksgiving was fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins starting to stack a little bit here. A little bit. Heading in the right direction.
Yeah, 11 of 18. He had 29 points. He played really well. And he played solid defense on the other side. Everybody sucked. That's a little bit, that's a little bit.
It's just a weird comment.
Right. I mean, did you suck in the first half? Were you led by 24?
He didn't suck for a good portion of the game.
No. He was great in the first half.
Maybe he was talking specifically just about the fouling. Everybody sucked with regard to the fouling.
Right.
I mean, that's my only guess because normally you don't hear guys, and they may say that about themselves. You don't hear them say that about their teammates.
Right, especially in a game where you have Steph Curry saying, yeah, we played just about as well as we had all year in the first half, and then, we ran out of gas, and then Klay says we fouled too much, and then pretty much everybody sucked.
Yeah, interesting. Let's go to Nick in Ohio. Hey, Nick, you're on with Willard and Dibs. What's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Great.
Well, what are you doing? Maybe I should ask, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, we're hosting
Nice.
a radio show right now. Crazy, huh?
Oh, okay. Anyway, I guess I'm piling on Kerr. It's frustrating because he gives Moody all this praise. Awesome, fantastic, consummate professional. Done everything way after. And then as soon as he has a hot game and he's really playing great, he takes him out, And this makes me wonder. I think this calls into question Kerr's greatness. I mean, he's a very good coach, and he's done some amazing things for the Warriors franchise. But they used to say about Phil Jackson and Pat Riley, well, I mean, anybody can win if they had, Kareem and Magic and so the Warriors still have these Hall of Famers. I know they digressed and they're not what they used to be, but I don't. It just doesn't seem like he is playing or coaching greatly. I know he doesn't have the team he had, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem to add up and make any sense.
Well, Nick, here's what I would say. Thanks so much for the call. I would say this, and this is a fair sort of point of debate or something for us to sort of dive deeper into, which is this. Steve Kerr and the whole franchise have a characteristic. They have a characteristic that has developed out of this dynasty, and that is they stick with their guys. Like, period. That's the end of the story. They back their guys. And in the moment, I think for a lot of fans, that can feel frustrating because it feels like they're doing that at their own sort of
expense.
Yeah. Now, I would also argue that many times through the years, that has a major benefit. You have players who have taken less money to stay here. The Golden State Warriors have become a major free agent destination. Why? Because you have an organization that sticks by their guys. They've built a culture around mainly these three players, and they have had untold success because of it. It's simply becoming a bigger question now because of age. And that is, I'm going to give Steve Kerr this. This is not an easy thing to find. The right moment to hit the button to say, all right, time to start relying on them less. I don't know when the right time is. Many would argue that time has already passed. There are many who would argue these guys shouldn't even fully be on the team anymore.
I think that you can just look at it in terms of every single game as its own animal. And you look at last night, and you've got a player who is playing the best on your team, then you don't take him out. It's pretty simple in terms of the one game that you're dealing with as a coach. Steve can't coach all 82 at once. He can't adjudicate the past. He can't look at the future. He can't worry about Klay's contract or Draymond's inability to avoid technical fouls. You can only coach the game that you're coaching. And in that moment where you've got Moses Moody drilling back-to-back threes and really providing you about the only offense you have, and Steph said it in the comment you played a moment ago, they were blitzing him every time. He was getting double-teamed and triple-teamed right across half court, and he was getting dogged in the backcourt, and they were taking him out of the game. And Moses Moody hit a couple of threes, and he was providing offense, and Klay didn't score, and Looney didn't score, and Draymond didn't score. And so in that moment, as the coach, you should be able to look at it and go, you know what? I'm going to keep it's Moses, right? Moses, come on over here. You're going to keep playing. Yeah. Hey, Klay, you know I love you, and I'm only taking you out because you're not playing that great. So, Klay, stay loose, kid, but we're going with Moody.
I'd have made the same decision. I'm totally with you, but there's a larger sort of characteristic
right.
that
and
sits
the pattern is there. You're right.
The pattern is there, and when everything is happening very quickly, decisions are being made moment to moment, that's the fallback. And I would argue that it's unavoidable that at some point that's going to bite you. We might be there. We might already be there. We might have been there for a year already.
Right.
I mean, again, that's a micro. The macro was, Draymond, you're not punished for punching Jordan Poole. Like, it's the same thing every time. Draymond, Klay, and Steph, we've got your back.
Right.
All the time, no matter what, hell or high water, period. And that has served them very well through the years. It is not serving them as well right now. And so that, for me, becomes the question. When do you consider, as an organization, doing something differently than the way you've always done it?
I think that you're at that point. And now you look at a team that's 2 games below 500, you're 8-10, and you're the 10 seed. And if you're not in a free fall, you're at the very least in a skid. You're in a slide. You're in a certain state right now of, I don't know if it's turmoil or if it's just, a spot where you didn't think that you would be. You started the year with an unbelievable road stretch, and then you came home and we all licked our chops. And we all said, you got 20, the next 29 at home, and you don't have to travel further than Denver until mid-January. I mean, you've got a trip to Denver on Christmas.
Yeah.
You got a couple of Phoenixes. You got a couple of LAs. I think you've got a Portland in there. You've got a Sacramento, which you just had.
They were 5-1, right?
Yeah. They've
lost 7 of 9.
Right.
Oof.
And most of those were at home. And the game that wasn't at home was a game you were up by 24 against Sacramento, a team that had become your little brother again, and you were patting them on the head heading to halftime. Cute little beamers. You called them the Adorables. And
well, they are.
They are. And, you even said on Twitter, you should try to win this game by fewer than 12 because you don't want to be in the in-season tournament.
Of course. I want Portland on a Wednesday night.
But next thing you know, you lose the game.
Yeah, no, I didn't want that.
No one did.
No, win the game by less than 12. That's right. What I was rooting for. I was like, forget this whole, try to win by 12 thing.
You're lucky I don't believe in jinxes because if I did, you jinxed them.
No, I just want him to win. My only point was win. Certainly win.
You can't win.
Listen, if they were up by 24 with 4 minutes to go, sure, finish the game. But I just want him to win, but I definitely would have preferred them win by 10 than 12. Get Portland next Wednesday.
Sure.
Save the trip to Vegas. By the way, next Wednesday.
You get there.
By the way, next Wednesday, that game just developed. It didn't exist until last night.
Right.
So it's also Draymond Green bobblehead night.
Stop it.
No joke. Draymond bobblehead night. I have not seen the bobble. I don't know if he is finger wagging at a ref, or I don't know.
Middle fingering a ref?
I don't know what's happening, but Draymond's bobble is there. The Warriors will win the game. You heard that here first. They're playing Portland next Wednesday. And so I think if you want to go to a game, I know what I would do. Like if a game just existed all of the sudden, that means that I would imagine some tickets are sitting there available for you. So you might want to check out warrior.com. How about Perrin in Oakland? Hey, Perrin, what's going on? You know what, Willard and Dibs?
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? I'm here to complain a little bit about Klay Thompson, but first I want to shout out Andrew Wiggins. Light bulbs turned on somehow. He was amazing last night, and that defense against Monk at the end of the game, Monk basically threw an overhand pass and it went in, so that was pretty ridiculous. But Klay, I understand the ride or die with Klay, but there's some things that are glaring outside of his shot that he needs to address. One thing is he'll shoot like 9 times at the beginning of the game and then won't make another shot for like 3 quarters. He's got to figure out how to play a more even game, kind of like Wiggins did last night. I do think he played okay last night with the 11 rebounds, but there's a couple brain farts. Like defensively, he just breaks down on switches. Like he's not the old Klay. He's not a great man defender anymore. He has to adjust and become a better defender. And on offense, he used to run around like Steph did. Maybe his body can't do that anymore. But outside of sets, he just stands there, so he can't get open. He's got to figure out better ways to be creative and get open. And, the big thing for me was the brain fart at the end. Like, they were double-teaming Steph Curry on every play they were blitzing him. And he's just standing there at half court with his hands open like, I'm open, man. I'm open. Come to the ball. Help your guy out. It's freaking ridiculous. Like, it's happened multiple times last year. I think there was one against the Utah Jazz. But anyways, like, how does Kerr not have that team better prepared to punish the double? Like, so many times Steph got the ball out early, and it was a 4-on-3, and none of them went to the basket. And I know GP2 is good at that. But, like, come on, Wiggins. Come on, Draymond. Go get points in the paint. Like, just no scores on Steph double teams. And at the end of the game, they're all looking around like they were surprised it happened. It's like, come freaking on, guys. And then the last thing, I know Dibs will hate this, but those refs definitely had an agenda in the third quarter. And you cannot say that refs do not have an agenda. Because Scott Foster will prove differently.
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. No, Perrin. So what was the agenda?
I actually saw the agenda.
What was it?
I saw the agenda. Item number 1.
What was the set list?
Screw the Warriors is what it was, Perrin. You're right. Man, I'm glad you pointed that out.
Perrin,
agenda.
Perrin,
thanks, Perrin.
Yeah, I see, and he got you. I bet you were loving Perrin until the end.
He was all right. I could smell it coming.
Well, listen.
I could smell that coming from a mile away.
I think he had some good observations, but here's where to me, this is when you can tell the difference sort of between somebody who is a fan and just an observer. And I think a fan is a good thing, but Perrin's a fan. And here's how you can tell. Klay is not defending well anymore. You've got to adjust and become a better defender.
Yeah.
All right. He can't.
Time machine.
He can't. That's the point. If you want to know, like, I can answer my own question. I was asked it yesterday on the air. Hey, Klay, why are you so mad? I know the answer. He can't do what he wants to do anymore. He can't do it. And he can do it sometimes, and that's kind of what makes this difficult. If he could never do it, well, then you could just sit him down. You could take him out of the game and be like, you're not good at basketball anymore. But he can do it sometimes. Klay Thompson, like Andrew Wiggins, if you actually want to spotlight the numbers over the last week and a half, has been better. He's starting to shoot the ball a lot better. He's starting to score the ball a lot better. But he can't defend the way he used to. He can't defend De'Aaron Fox. He got no shot at stopping De'Aaron Fox. So that's what leads to this frustration. And that's what leads to this, what I think a lot of people go, well, this is an easy answer. It's actually a hard one. It's a hard one. Because I know it, like the snap, well, just sit him down. Well, no, but you need him.
Right.
The Warriors aren't going anywhere without Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins being good.
Well, and who's going to guard De'Aaron Fox, to your point? Wiggins got blown by in the second-to-last possession or the third-to-last possession, and you can't put Steph on him. Draymond can't guard him, and he's not alone, and you've got an older team. So in terms of, like, Klay defensively, it's your whole team defensively. You can't guard the ball like you used to. So You have these younger, more athletic teams, younger, more athletic guards who are going to go by you, and that's part of the problem. The real issue last night, Mark, was what happened when you ran out of timeouts. And we'll ask Steve Kerr about why he challenged the offensive foul on Steph Curry, which was their final timeout.
Yep.
Because what that led to was the sequence of events that cost you the game. You had Fox hit 1 of 2 free throws. You're down 4. You didn't have a timeout. And then Steph Curry gets the ball inbound. They double team him, and you didn't have anybody helping him break the press. What was the problem there? Did they not think that they were going to press down 4? It was a complete breakdown across many, many different areas.
Our listener, Mark Failer on YouTube with a super chat, $5 super chat. Steve Kerr should have hit that corner 3 at the end of the game. Draymond hit him with an absolutely perfect pass. So, Mark taking a page out of your book and running some material right here on Willard and Dibs.
Nice.